jobs and to bring back a brighter and better Guyana for all Guyanese. On March the 2nd, we will not be voting because we are Indo-Guyanese or Afro-Guyanese or Chinese or Portuguese. We'll be voting because we care about this country, Guyana. We'll be voting because we care about our future, and we'll be voting because we want a better future for our children and all of Guyana. On March the 2nd, my brothers and sisters, on that important day, we'll be making a very conscious decision. And I want you to understand what is it that you will be supporting and what is it that the People's Progressive Party Civic has planned for the improvement of your communities, your lives, your families, and your homes. Over the last almost 5 years, what we have seen in this country has been disastrous. For a matter of fact, you may not know, but the effective tax rate has increased from 36% to 53%. What this means is that you are paying 53% of your earning in taxes today compared to 2014. The increases in license fees, the addition of the more than 200 new taxes, and the burdensome fees that they have attached to every single thing in this country, what it boils down to is that you're paying an effective tax rate of 53%. What does this mean? It means that every single $1,000 that you earn in your home, you're using $300 out of that $1,000 to pay tax. That is why you have less money in your pockets. That is why you're unable to save. That is why many families are finding it difficult to repay their loans. That is why many taxi drivers are finding it difficult to pay the monthly installment for their cars. Because what this government has done is not only take away our jobs, not only have they destroyed the economic fabric of our society, but they have taxed us and they're squeezing the juice out of every single family because they have no other idea on how to develop this country, no other idea on how to create wealth, create opportunities, and build a strong economy. And if you look at what is happening in the productive sector, it is not only rice that is on decline. When we look at gold, mining on the whole, bauxite, forestry, we have lost $574 million US in revenue from export since this government came to office. It is because of bad management, poor policies, and ineffective governance that has caused this to happen. And what is the result of this? The result of this is not only that businesses are closing down, it is not only that mining has declined, it is the support services to these sectors that is feeling it the most. Transportation services. That is why the truck drivers are saying to us that the trucks are not getting enough work and they can't sustain their expenditure. In the forestry sector alone, we have lost almost 10,000 jobs. This is the legacy of this government. This is what this government took from us and brought us to today. When we left government, we left $25.4 billion in gold reserve. Today, all of it is almost gone. Our foreign reserve has declined significantly, hundreds of millions of US dollars. But where has the money gone. There is no improvement in life, no improvement or no new projects that this government has initiated right here in Region 3. Other than their highway improvement that the People's Progressive Party Civic left, what has this government done? Absolutely nothing. Healthcare at West Emerald Regional Hospital is worse today than it was in 2014. Healthcare at the Lenore Diagnostic Center is worse today than it was in 2014. Less jobs are available today than there was in 2015. And life has become harder. So the question is, what has the government done with the money? According to them, boy, they created a new bank, and the name of that bank is Pocketed. So that is where the money gone, to the new bank called Pocketed. So my friends, my brothers and sisters, as we vote on March the 2nd, we are voting to restore this hope. We are voting to reignite this economy. We are voting to ensure that our children have a better future and a better stake in this country. If you look at non-performing loan, that is loans that people can no longer afford to repay in the bank. That has increased by $13.8 billion. Since this government came to office, non-performing loan has increased by $13.8 billion. And worse than this, 60% of those who cannot service their loans are from the business sector. So imagine if businesses cannot repay their loans, what will happen? They will close their doors, or they will scale back their operation. And when they scale back the operation, the net effect is that people will lose their jobs. When people lose their job, there is less to spend in the economy. If there is less to spend in the economy, then money does not revolve in the communities, and that is why community wealth and community prosperity has declined significantly since 2014. And almost 38% of the non-performing loan is in the household sector. That is families now not being able to service their loans, whether it's for housing, whether it's for home improvement. Today, 38% of them cannot service that loan. So my friends, this is the reality. From 2014 to now, our people all across this country are consuming $27 billion less in goods and services than we consumed in 2014. What this means is that people are buying less in the shops, and they're buying less because the money is not available, the money is not circulating, and things have become tight. This is the reality of the country we live in today. But this government cannot campaign on a track record, because the only track record they have is a track record of broken promises. And when you listen to them, Granger said he's not bothered. Well, we are bothered about the thousands of Guyanese who no longer have a job today. We are bothered about the hundreds of Guyanese who go to bed hungry. We are bothered about the hundreds of children who dropped out of school because of actions by this government. We are bothered about the thousands of sugar workers and their families who are without an income today as a result of the action of this government. We have to be bothered because they are Guyanese, they belong to Guyana, and when they suffer, Guyana suffer, and we must care. But of course, this government will remain unbothered because, as this president himself, Granger himself said, when confronted with support for the rice farmers, he said rice is not government business. Rice is private business. That is the way they look at these things. For them, everything is political, and they see sugar as an important part of the PPP, and that is the only reason they close their states. That is the only reason they destroyed your lives. Although they promised in their campaign the 30% increase and the expansion of sugar, they never meant it. All they wanted was the vote. And then they unleash the political animal in them by closing these estates. But on March the 2nd, we will let them know exactly how we feel. When in the sugar belt, in the rice belt, and all across Region 3, we vote overwhelmingly for the People's Progressive Party. And we want to create, my brothers and sisters, a stronger Guyana. A Guyana in which you have a greater say. A Guyana in which you have greater involvement. Not a Guyana when the president comes, there are barriers and barriers of security to keep the people away from the president. It must be a Guyana that can be able to create opportunity. It must be a Guyana that respects the will of all the people. And that is the difference, my brothers and sisters. And I have to support that and walk with safely through our crowd with this flag. But can we do that? Because we are different. Because the People's Progressive Party promotes something that is different. We promote love, unity, vision, Guyana, freedom, democracy. That is what we promote. So when my friend raised the APNU flag, he's raising it for the PPP and our promotion of democracy. When they can walk through our crowd with the APNU flag, they're doing so knowing that they are here among people who understand what democracy is. So we are happy. We are happy that every Guyanese, regardless of who you look like, what you look like, or where you're from, or which political party you're from, every Guyanese can find peace. They can find a place here with the People's Progressive Party. We don't spread different messages for different crowds. We spread one message, and that message is about Guyana. That message is about the improvement of every single Guyanese life, regardless of where you're from. So today, we begin this journey of making us stronger together. We begin this journey that will focus on a few key things that matters to you. All across our country, the cry today is jobs. Every single meeting we have gone to, hundreds of young people will come and they will say, we need a job. We don't have job. We want access to job. And we are going to outline to you a clear strategy that will create 50,000 jobs in our country over the next 5 years. We are not only talking about the creation of jobs at the existing scale, higher paying jobs, better quality jobs, jobs that will be able to enhance the wealth of the family, jobs that will give you access to more disposable income, jobs that will be empowering, and jobs that will create a new wealth of community wealth, regional wealth, and wealth that would add to the national pool. So in these areas, we're not only talking about the reopening of the sugar estate, because we have to examine this, but as you know, this is our commitment. And in ways we have to examine it because of what they have done. They've destroyed the factory. They've removed everything. But what we are committing to you here in Wales and all the workers who are affected is that we are going to help you to get back on your feet. We are going to support you to get back on your feet. We are going to support your families so that your children can stay in school. We're going to support your families so that you can be stronger once again and the husband don't have to go for weeks away to get an income to help the family. We owe you that. The country owe you that, and we must give you. For sugar, not only must we focus on the reopening, but we have to look at strategic partnership with the private sector that is transparent, not like what they're doing now, handing out the land. The land belongs to the workers. You should be the first beneficiary of the land. That is why we said when they closed the sugar industry, they did not do any social or economic impact assessment. If they had done that, they would see that not only the workers suffer, but all the communities that are associated, from as far as Canal, whether it's the cash crop farmer, whether it's the truck driver, they are all affected, because when the estates were closed, there was no money to buy from the farmers, the small farmers. So we are all consuming this. It is all of us responsibility, because when we create back wealth for those sugar workers' family, all of the economy will benefit, all of the society will benefit. So we're also looking at markets. We're looking at how we can create entrepreneurs, how we can create new farmers by giving you access to land, by helping you with D&I, helping you with input costs, and access to low-cost financing that will create new wealth, new businesses, and new opportunities for thousands of people here in Region 3, especially in the Sugar Belt. And my brothers and sisters, when we invest, it is not only sugar that we are looking at. Because you too here in this community and all across Region 3 must benefit equally from the oil and gas and the resources that will come to hand away. They cannot give away all the lands along the water on this side of the Demerara River. They cannot give away all the lands in Breeder Hook. The people of Region 3 must have opportunities to those lands also, and you must be able to benefit from what those lands, the potential benefits of those lands. And we will work with the private sector here. We'll work with every single community here to identify the opportunities and to ensure we help in equipping you to benefit from those opportunities. So when we talk about ICT, it is not only the investment in a fiber optic cable, but it's the potential this have to transform your lives in this region. And the potential is not only to reduce the cost of data or the cost of internet by 70%. It is ensuring that we create an environment here that is conducive to growth and job creation in the ICT sector. And these jobs can be from call centers to medical services, educational services. With the right investment in ICT, we will be able to deliver those jobs right here in Region 3. And you know that we had started to build a shell for a call center in Tushin. And when this government came to office, they scrapped that project. That Tushin call center would have created more than 2,500 jobs in this region. But with the right investment in ICT, not only will we be able to encourage back the Tushin call center, but we can build more than one call center across this region that will create thousands of jobs. We have to ensure we started the infrastructure upgrade, and my brothers and sisters, we lose too much time traveling. If you look at every single family, if you have 3 persons traveling in that family, and you spend in the morning 2 hours to get to work and 2 hours to come back, That is 12 hours every single day that family is losing just traveling. And this is causing a lot of hardship on families. This is causing us to lose valuable productive time. That is why we are proposing a fixed high bridge across the Demerara River that will be linked to improved road network. One of the things that we will have to do and we will do is to examine an alternative highway. We have to examine the feasibility of an alternative highway along the west coast and west bank. Because if there is one challenge on the existing highway, traffic can be held up for hours or an entire day. We have to fix this. So part of the infrastructure network road, part of the infrastructure enhancement, part of the transformation is to create a new wave of infrastructure that will bring greater efficiency, reduce travel time, improve productive hours, and that will make life better for you here in Region 3. We are talking about the improvement of community roads. And yes, we have to fix the West Demerara Hospital to make it a facility that is first class and a facility that responds to the needs of the people. We have to ensure that whilst we build specialty care and we work on a specialized hospital, we have to fix primary health care. We have to ensure we fix primary health care so that right there at West Dem and even the community facilities, you can get good, efficient, basic health care. And these are the type of investment that are critical for the improvement of your life. These are the type of investment that is critical for the pensioners, for the children, and for women. Yes, do you know that over the last 5 years, infant mortality has increased by 130%. Since this government came to office, more babies are dying, and children under 5, mortality rate has increased by 40%. Yes, as a result of the bad health care, bad policy, and poor service of this government in the healthcare sector, more of our babies and children are dying. And we must fix this, and we will fix this when we vote for the People's Progressive Party Civic Party. And my brothers and sisters, we have a history of fixing things. You'll recall what we inherited when we came into government in 1992 and what we left. In 5 years, they've destroyed all of it. They've emptied the housing fund, and not a single new house lot could they have established. All they did was to repossess and reallocate. Not a single new house lot, and they have emptied the housing fund. This is the type of government we're dealing with. Today, the forestry sector don't even have money to pay their staff because all their accounts has been raided by this government. It is not only sugar and rice, but every sector and segment of economic growth and prosperity has been destroyed by this government. My brothers and sisters, in preparing for the opportunities in the future, we have to ensure that you have access to the facilities and the educational requirement. Because to work in a new economy, you will have to get different type of certification. But we cannot expect you to find resources to get that certification. That is why we will reinvest in new type of technical training, technical institute, and tech book that will give our young people the necessary training opportunity so that they can function in these segments of the economy. So, we are not only talking about the reinstatement of the 10,000 because we care grant and increasing it to $50,000 within 5 years. Yes, we are going to increase it to 50,000 within 5 years. So tonight, I know many people might go home and say that it's just about children. So my brothers and sisters, not only are we going to do this, but we have to ensure that all the children of this country have access to university education. Your economic constraints must not disallow you from having access to university education. That is why we are committing to make University of Guyana education free of cost. And not only this, but we are going to grant 20,000 scholarships, especially in areas that are required by the economy. You will recall that under the Jagdeo initiative, we were able to send 1,000 of our young people to be trained as doctors. Today, under this government, we have lost almost half of those young people because of an uncaring, incompetent government. But when we get back to government, not only are we going to build back that 1,000, but we are going to create opportunity for 20,000 more Guyanese to have access to the best education, the finest education, the finest opportunity. So in every single village, regardless of its region, your children can dream of becoming an engineer, a doctor. Your children can have the best of dreams because they will know that there is a government that will support that dream, that will build that dream, that will push that dream, that will energize that dream. And that government is the People's Progressive Party civic government.
Is that you? Ranger boy, is that you?
And my brothers and sisters, we have to ensure that our government stay grounded and our government is accountable to the people. So we will ensure that there is an annual initiative where the government will come back to the people and account for its stewardship. We are not only making promises in a manifesto, we are creating for you and we are providing you with a vision. And the government must be able to come to you on our stewardship in bringing that vision to reality. So part of the governance mechanism will be to have stronger monitoring so that at every level of governance we will be and must be accountable to you, the people. And let me say this, there is nothing to claim decency about by this government. This government tried to hide 18 million US dollars. This government cannot account for tens of billions of dollars of expenditure. What is decent about this? Suriname got 100 million US dollar signing bonus. We got 18 million US dollars. And we're burning fireworks for that tonight. Imagine Suriname got 100 million and the people of Suriname said, we want more, give us more. And we got 18 million. And the boys burning fireworks. That is the type of government we have. But on March the 2nd, we will burn fireworks. We will burn fireworks with our vote when we put our X in the box next to the cup and send the APNU AFC package. Right here in this region, we have some of the strongest leadership any political party can ask for. We have people of decency. Look at our national candidates. I see in the crowd Mr. Paul Chung. He is from Region 3. He is one of our candidates. Dr. Erica Ford, Tandika. Oh, comrades who are here. I see Ford somewhere around. Satin and all these comrades who work hard every day. And what do these comrades work hard every day? To ensure that you have dignity and respect. This government, by taking away breath from your mouth, has taken away dignity for you and your family. Because when a husband goes home and look at their children asking him for something, and that father cannot give it to that child, it is taking away that father's dignity, his pride, his honor, his decency. But on March the 2nd, we will restore that dignity. We will restore that pride. So my brothers and sisters, as we move forward, let us not forget that this region is agricultural based, and we have to ensure not only do we revitalize the agricultural sector, but we have to help the farmers to increase production, increase yield, go into new areas, help them in marketing. How do we do this? We have to do this by supporting the farmers in D&I, drainage and irrigation. We have to support the farmers in getting access to financing. We have to support the farmers in their input costs so that we can bring down their cost of production and increase their profitability. We have to support the farmers by giving them access to land. And we have to create new farmers by opening up new lands to bring new opportunity. And yes, the lands in Wales, the lands all across this part of the region will be opened up, but it will not be opened up for the Trinidadian investors who come and grab. It will not be opened up for the APNU boys who are grabbing by the hundreds and thousands of acres. It will be opened up for the ordinary farmers, 5 acres at a time. It will be opened up for your families. It will be opened up to create new wealth and new opportunity. This is what we're looking at. And we have to link the agriculture to the $10 billion market that exists in CARICOM. CARICOM itself has a market of $10 billion. You know what the oil and gas does for us? It helps us now to tell Trinidad and the others that the time has come when you must treat us fairly. No longer can you lock away or lock out our line. No longer can you lock out our pineapple. No longer must Barbados lock out our ice cream. No longer must our fruits and vegetables be locked out, our ginger. No, 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 no. The time has come when they, the private sector that want to come here, must also represent us there and help us to get our produce back. And that is the difference. That is the difference with a PPP and an APNU AFC. A PPP government is willing and ready to take bold steps to call a spade, and to identify the weaknesses and work on correcting it. We are not going to hide and say everything is good. We have to be able to say that there are things that needs to be fixed, and the trade in CARICOM region for our farmers and agricultural sector needs to be fixed, and we will fix it.
From strength to strength, we're moving with the PPP.
My brothers and sisters, for years we heard successive regional chairmen under the PPP Civic spoke about the livestock potential, the aquaculture potential for this region. The resources from oil and gas helps us to capitalize this sector, and we now have to move that potential into reality. We have to be able to identify areas where we can have large-scale aquaculture. We have to promote new breed of animal so we can build a livestock industry that can create wealth, sustain jobs, and improve livelihood options. So part of the economic plan for this region is to also invest and support investment in aquaculture and livestock, because those are two important areas in the food production chain. Those are two important areas that can help us enhance our ability to create new areas of growth and development for our region. And it is connected. It is connected to families and communities all across this region. So this is the vision. This is the future that we talk about. A future that creates new opportunities. A future that restores jobs. A future with a vision that is clear. You must be able to understand the vision. There must be clarity in the vision. No one will invest if you're unclear about the vision. And I challenge the AP and UAFC to come here and outline a clear vision for economic transformation here in Region 3. Like what we are doing, every single region, we have a clearly defined strategy on growth, on development, on job creation, on infrastructure transformation, on health, on education, on the upliftment of the lives of people. We are not here to cost down anyone. The politics of the future must be politics of hope. It must be politics of vision. It must be politics that allows you to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And every single Guyanese that I met, even up to FC supporters, would agree with me that under this government, you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we are not only showing you the light, we are outlining a pathway as to how we will get to that light. What important is in this pathway is your commitment, your resolve, and not only your commitment and resolve to vote on March the 2nd, your commitment and resolve to ensure that your neighbors, to ensure every family member comes out and vote. And you must help us also to take this message, to share this message, so that every single Guyanese can understand what the PPP Civic is about. They can understand what is our development agenda. They can understand what are our plans, and they can see how their lives will be affected by this plan. This is the type of future we want to create. And my brothers and sisters, not only will we stop at the Marriott Hotel, we will create the investment infrastructure to encourage many, many more first-class hotels here in Guyana. And to support them, we have to invest in an institute of hospitality management. We have to invest in a new economy, in a school of environmental studies. We have to invest in new modern technical institutes. We have to expand university education with the use of ICT. So your children today, if they want to do a degree in education in the future or business, they don't have to go to Turkine, because with the right investment in ICT, they can be right home doing it by distance on online training. That is what the future will take for us. It will take away the security risk. It will take away the traveling expenditure, and it will allow you to have more quality family time. This is the type of future we're talking about. A future that will understand where the world is going, and investment we have to make to keep abreast with where the world is going. We have to ensure that we create a pathway also for loan write-offs for the existing students at the university. We have to encourage investment in world-class school of medicine, in world-class healthcare services. And when I say world-class, the vision we have is to create an environment here where our healthcare will be second to none in the Caribbean. This is a type of initiative that creates new opportunity, builds new wealth, and advance the future for young people. And these are things that the resources from oil and gas must be used for. It must be used to open up new opportunity. It must be used to create new wealth. It must be used to enhance the welfare and well-being of every single Guyanese. We must not only look at increasing the pension for pensioners, but the pensioners also must retire in dignity. They must have access to recreational facility. They must have access to transportation services. And those are the type of add-on that we will give to the pensioner to make their lives more comfortable. We must make it easier for the pensioner to receive their pension. We must make it easier for them to travel from point A to point B. We must make it easier for them to have access to good health care. These are the types of investment that your next government, the People's Progressive Party civic government, will make to make your life better. And my friends, the time has come also for us to diversify the infrastructure base of government. Yes, the seat of government is in the capital city, but the services of government does not all have to be in one region. We must invest so that we can diversify and extend the reach of government to every single region across our country. So, the future we're talking about is one that will see the resumption of investment in the Miles Falls Hydro Project. And why is this important? Why is investment in the electricity sector important? Not only so that we can end blackout, but the cost of electricity is too high, and we must bring it down so that you can use that money on other things. And the ultimate goal of the next government, the next People's Progressive Party civic government, is to reduce the cost of electricity by 70%. That is what we want to achieve. So that we can encourage manufacturing, so that we can encourage the services sector so that you can put more money in your pockets to do other essential things than paying for electricity. These are the real investment and real transformation that will bring real opportunity to the Guyanese families. Not only are we going to reverse the VAT on electricity and water too, we are going to restore the subsidy, and we are going to work on reducing the cost of water and ensuring that our population have 100% access to treated water all across our country. My brothers and sisters, it is clear to us that the engine of growth must be supported. The government has a role in job creation, and that role is a facilitating role. The government must be able to facilitate investment by having the right type of incentive, by having the right type of policies that not only will stimulate investment, but that will be attractive for growth and development. We can't say that we want to promote food production in Region 3 and we don't give the farmers incentive that is different to help to promote that. We have to match the talk with action. And that is what the next People's Progressive Party civic government will be doing. And we want more young people to be involved in food production, because with technology, agriculture can be attractive to young people too. And it can be an important vehicle in which they can create their own wealth and opportunity and become entrepreneurs. This is the type of future we talk about. So my brothers and sisters, as I thank you tonight, I cannot do so without addressing a very important issue. We can do every single thing we want to make your life better. But if we can't guarantee you a safe community and a safe environment and a safe country, then you will not enjoy the fruits of your labor. So not only are we going to focus on regionalization of the police force, and by this, we are going to work on a system that will have people from the regions work in the same region that the police force exists. So you don't have to displace families by posting people all across the country. We are also going to help not only by restoring the joint service bonus, not only by increasing their salaries, but giving them better working conditions, better infrastructure, more tools and equipment to fight crime. But whilst we enhance their ability to fight crime, we also have to make the crime fighting tool and mechanism answerable. We have to have strong monitoring to ensure that their results and that they're answerable for their action. So whilst we improve the welfare of the joint services, the men and women in uniform, we also have to improve the ability to respond and make them more answerable to solving crime. We also have to involve the community, because fighting crime requires intelligence gathering. The focus must not be on fighting the crime after the crime is committed. The focus must be on stopping the crime before it is committed. And to do this, we have to invest in the technology that will lead crime fighting from an intelligence gathering perspective. And to do this, there must also be greater improvement of the communities and people living in the communities. That is the only way we can fight it. And trust me, just as investors are looking at Guyana as destination to invest, the sophisticated criminal is also looking at Guyana as a potential area to target. So our crime fighting strategy must be one not only that look at the existing framework, but one that identify the potential type of crime that can come our way with a level of prosperity. And we have to build a mechanism and a response agenda that will help us to stop that in its bud. These are the strategies that will help us to live in a safe and secure Guyana. So my brothers and sisters, let us do this for Guyana. Let us do this for your children. Let us do this for your families. Let us do this for the sugar workers, for every single Guyanese who lost their job. We are in this together, stronger together, onward together, forward together, victory together on March the 2nd. Let us not be complacent. Let us not take anything for granted. Let us do our part in protecting this democracy, protecting this victory. Let us reach out to every single Guyanese, regardless of how they look, how you feel about them. The time has come for us to reach out to each other. The time has come for us to hold each other, to lead each other, to come together, to back together, and to back on one wicket, and that is the Guyana wicket. And on March the 2nd, it is the People's Progressive Party Civic, the only national party, the only party for all Guyanese that will lead the baton on this wicket for Guyana and all Guyanese. I thank you and God bless you.